All right, today we are going to be doing the Introduction to Fusion 360 project. It's an in-class project. You will submit screenshots of what we do today in class. Actually, it may take us more than one day to get through this. So whenever we're done with the project, screenshots will need to be submitted. You should have Rockspace open. Flip over here to Rockspace. Should be in the Introduction to CAD folder. Then the Introduction to Fusion 360 in-class project. We have step-by-step instructions here in addition to the video that you're watching. So we're going to follow these instructions. I've got images of what we do, and it's actually what I'll be following as we do the project. I wrote these instructions for you, so if there's flaws in it, let me know. I'll fix it. I'm going to flip over Fusion, and there's the project that I've already done, a completed version, and we'll walk through this step by step. While we're doing it in class, you'll have the opportunity to stop me and ask questions. The video, obviously, you can pause me, catch up, read where you need to read, so forth and so on. All right. If you've got your data panel open, you need to close the data panel. This will give you more room. So, for example, my data panel is now open. I opened it by clicking on this icon. All right, we can hit close or hide data panel. There we go, goes away. I'm going to open a new canvas. All right. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, which when you hover over it says new design. Click. We have a new canvas. Now, we're going to start our sketch on the top bottom plane. So the first thing we have to do is open a sketch. So over here above create, there's create sketch. Click, and it brings up the planes. Make sure that your y-axis, the green, is pointing up. If yours is not, you can go under your icon up here in the upper right, click on it, go to preferences. It'll open in a second, and change your default modeling orientation to Y up, apply, click OK. All right, so Y is up, and the reason that's important is that your screen will look just like mine. Same orientation, okay? That way you're not trying to figure out what I'm doing because yours looks different. You can just do what I do. All right, top bottom plane is this plane right here. If you're having trouble identifying it, you can click on the top of your view cube and only the top bottom plane will display. All right, top bottom plane, click. Goes into sketch mode. Notice how my menu changes up here. We are now in the process of creating a two-dimensional sketch. Okay? And this is where we're going to create the basis of our design. Let's flip back over to the design that I've already done. Let's go to the top view. So I'm going to click on the top of my view cube. Now, how am I going to draw this shape? That should be the question kind of going through your mind at this point. Let's try and visualize what we have here. I've got a circle here if you look at it, and a circle here. Okay, you can see the inner circles. All right, they're a little bit smaller, but let's imagine two circles and then simply lines drawn across to join them. That's the basis of the design. That's what we're going to draw now. Now, our design needs to be precise, exact dimensions, and those need to be defined. So if I look at Rockspace, let's flip over. It's going to tell me, let's see, that my two circles are 100 millimeters in diameter, okay? And they are how far apart? It looks like 200 millimeters apart. All right. And then I have lines which we'll go through the specific instructions that connect the two circles, and we trim out the excess here so that we have one enclosed area. I'm getting text, so ignore my dings. The line here at the top is tangent. That symbol right there is constraint that shows that it's tangent to the circle that I created. There's a line across the middle. This is what's called a construction line. It's dotted. It's not part of my design. It's informational. I created two, you'll see right here, 100 millimeter lines from the origin, the center spot, along the x-axis. Those two lines create the center point for the two circles I draw. So let's get started with that. As I said, I'm going to draw two lines that are 100 millimeters long. So that will create a distance of 200 millimeters between the centers of the two circles. So in the sketch palette right here, I'm going to turn on construction, line type, construction. It's highlighted blue. I'm going to go up to my create menu and go create line, hit the L for the keyboard shortcut, or I can just click on the shortcut up here above create. And I'm going to create a line to the left along the axis, and I'm going to type in 100 millimeters. All I have to do, my default setting is set to millimeters. Okay, 100 millimeters along the x-axis. Click again. I've set one line. All right, now I'm going to escape out. I'm going to start from the origin again. Click, and I'm going to go 100 millimeters the other direction. All right, enter. And I have my two lines now, 100 millimeters long, but they're informational. They're just they're not part of my design. All right, now I'm going to take my mouse wheel, and I'm scrolling the mouse wheel, which zooms in and out for me. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room. Okay. Now we want to draw a circle from this point and this point as my two end circles in my design. Check on how much time I've got. All right, I'm 8 minutes in. So let's start off with my circles. There's my first one. Oh, these are actually going to be part of my design. Okay, these circles. This is informational. This is telling me where to center my circles. So I'm going to turn construction off because I now want these to be part of my design. So I'm going to center diameter circle, circle, center diameter circle. C is the keyboard shortcut, or I can just use the shortcut up here above the create menu. There's the center point. The center diameter circle's 2 clicks. So here's my center point. This is where I want to start my circle. Click. I'm going to go straight up. All right, and I want my diameter to be 100 millimeters, so I type in 100. Typing in 100 constrains the circle to be 100 millimeters in diameter, so that, and it doesn't allow me to accidentally grab the circle, click and drag it by accident, which happens. Believe me, it happens, and change the diameter of my circle. To change the diameter of your circle, it has to be intentful. You have to go in and change the diameter. Can't just click and drag it. So this is kind of a method to protect your design. I hit enter. I've got one circle in place, 100 millimeters in diameter. Let's open our center diameter circle tool again. We're going to do the other side. Click. I'm going to do the same thing, 100 millimeters, going straight up, and hit enter. I have two circles now. All right, so I have the basis of my design. The next thing that we're going to do is draw the lines that connect the two circles. Okay. Okay, I thought I left a step out, and I did. I went back and reviewed my instructions. Before we draw our lines connecting the two circles, we need to establish the location of the bottom line. So let's turn construction on. Open the line tool. See, I clicked on the line tool up here in the shortcut. Go to the origin, click, and I need a line coming straight down the y-axis, 35 millimeters. I typed in 35 in the dimension box, and I'm going to click enter, and I've got a 35 millimeter construction line coming right down the y-axis. This establishes where I want the bottom line going that connect the two circles. All right, let's turn construction off. Let's go back to our line tool. So there's the shortcut, create line, keyboard shortcut of L. Now, from the origin or the center portion of this, the left circle, now let's see my mouse over here, we're going to go straight up this grid line. And see, there it connects on the circle. I'm going to start straight up. Click here to start my line. Click. I'm going to come across to the right, and I'm going to go, notice how it snaps to the circle and follows along the circle. I'm going to go up until it is tangent. Oh, look at that. As my mouse comes up, I'm going to get the tangent constraint. I pointed that out earlier in this video. There it is. Okay. Tangent means that the line will touch the circle but never cross that line. Okay. I'm going to click my second time, and there I've created a line that is tangent to the top of the circle, to the circle. It's tangent to the circle. So it will touch the circle but never cross the circle. And that is going to represent the top edge of my controller. Now, we need to create the bottom edge. Still got the line tool open. There's my point, which I want this bottom edge to be. Okay. So if I follow over, notice how I'm getting a dotted line. It's showing me that I'm on path. And there it's snapped to the circle. This is where I want to start my bottom edge. Click. Now let's go straight across through the point that I create until it snaps there. I get the X, and it's snapped to the bottom or to the right circle as well. Click. And now I have a line that has connected the bottom portion of the circles, or goes across and connects and represents the bottom edge. If you're not snapping to the circle, if you look down here in the toolbar, grid and snaps, make sure that snap to grid is checked. Okay. I'm going to hit escape out of the line tool, and I have the basis for my shape. All right, let me do a time check because I'm limited to 15 minutes, and we are done. I'll have to start the next video.